Oh, I ain't see it.
Okay, now
okay.
I ain't see the button.
Okay, the answer to this question was, okay, he asked me, was I by myself when I was a kid chasing herps? No, I had a whole bunch of friends like you. I'm the last one left of 10 young men who got dirty, who went out, and it came natural to us. I mean, back then when I was growing up, there was no Steve Irwin, there was no Jeff Corwin on TV. The only thing we might have had was Jack Hanna, but Jack Hanna was not on TV, showing us how to flip rocks, debris, and boards. It came natural to us. We just knew when we go in these woods, this prairie that was in the back of our house, we could flip over all kind of tin and garbage and roofing, and that was our snakes, that was our frogs. And we spend a lot of time in the ponds. We come home, muddy and soaky. But yeah, I'm the last one left. All of my other friends, they went different places I don't want to get into. But yeah, I'm the last one left. And I've been involved with Chicago Herpetological Society since I was 21. This is my 10th year with the club. And I keep, in my collection, I got over 80 animals that I get in from rescues that people take in. They don't know what to do with them when they get this big, like this big iguana. Uh-oh.
Hey, hold on. What's happening, man?
They get this $19 lizard out of Petco, PetSmart, whatever pet store they go to get this iguana, not knowing that the animal is going to get sick.
You guys can have a seat. Just have a seat for a second.
When they get this big, they don't have the room for it. So that's why people like me and other people that's in my society, in our organization, that's what we're here for. We rescue and we dedicated to life and conservation of reptiles. So yeah, I'm going to put him up and I'm going to talk to you about urban field herping.
Oh boy, this is a big one.
Can everybody see? Everybody can see?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, what is field herping? Field herping is the study of reptiles and amphibians. Looking for reptiles in the wild. It's an enjoyable activity that should give you a better understanding of how these species live and interact in the wild in a natural environment. In most cases, herping involves watching, photography, recording, and catching release of reptiles and amphibians. I'm not against like occasionally collecting. Some people, they go out, they want to collect everything they see. But okay, that hurts the hobby, and it also hurts, the profession, because if you go out and collect everything you see, you pick up every snake, every frog you see, take it home and put it in a bowl, that's no more study, that's no more research, there's no more hobby. And it also hurts the, natural resources, and it hurts the eco chain because, see, everything serves a purpose, I mean, when you take, say like if you found an area that was full of bullfrogs, and you took in, you cleaned it out. So now there's no more bullfrogs that eat, the pests that, like flies and different flies and different beetles that might get in our house. There's no more frogs to do that because we didn't collect them all. So, and plus most small native species, they don't really do like really good in captivity. So like, let's say for instance, like a red belly snake. We can't take a red belly snake home and expect to keep it because, we can't feed it because it has a special diet and it has a special way of living. You know what I mean? So, field herpers, we take surveys. We take surveys of different areas. We go like, say like, okay, we want to see how many frogs are living in this one area, like say like South Darien, for instance. We want to see how many frogs live in there. We want to see how many toads, and we go out in the field just like with the tools of the trade over there. We write down like how many frogs we seen. Okay, today we seen 3 tree frogs, and we seen 4 common toads. And we've seen maybe 6 garter snakes. So, I mean, that's pretty much how field herping works.
What do you do with the information once you get it? What was the information, the data used for?
The information and the data that we collect when we go out in the field, we register with the North American Field Herping Association. Okay. And they take it, in case they might want to use it for something. So like development, for instance. Okay. Like when people come in, they want to build schools and houses and all that. So they look at this data and say, well, we don't want to cause habitat destruction. We got this old living here, we got that living here, we got this living here. So yeah, once we find what we find, we record our finds and we report what we find. Okay. So that way, it's like taking a census almost. Okay. Right.
You guys know what a census is, right?
Yeah.
What's a census? Raise your hand if you can tell me what a census is.
I know what it is because my grandma did it last year, but I can't exactly explain.
Anybody else? Census like when we collect data on people.
How they live, who live in their house.
Who live in their household.
Yeah, who live in their household through the park.
And so he's like a census collector for the reptiles.
Yeah, for
and the amphibians.
And before I go on, I'm the first African American member to be inducted in the North American Field Herping Association. Okay, so I mean, Illinois is home to over 100 native herpers. Okay. The reptiles and amphibians. When I say the word herp, I mean reptiles and amphibians, so keep that in mind. And which of 4 of them are venomous. 4 of them are venomous.
In what area again, sir?
In Illinois.
Wow, I know we had.
We have one. I'm gonna get into that later too. We got one native snake that's native here to Chicago that's venomous.
Wow.
Oh, boys, what does venomous mean?
Poison.
Thank you.
Don't some snakes like use their venom to kill their prey? Like sometimes.
Yeah, they paralyze. Yeah, they paralyze.
Is that right, Lauren?
Yeah, that's right. Okay. It's something like the scorpion that I have here. The scorpion is venomous.
You have a scorpion?
The toad is toxic.
Yeah.
Exactly. The toad is toxic, but the scorpion is not true. Good example.
Okay, one word that was coming.
Do you ever tag animals with like those devices to track their movements and different things like that?
No, I don't tag animals with radio tracking devices. Okay, yeah. See, that's a whole nother license. Okay. But just going out and doing surveys and doing research, and just census reporting.
Just census reporting.
Yeah,
just finding out what's out there.
What's out there.
How many?
Okay, but now that I'm talking about urban herping, this animal right here, this is an animal that I found out in the wild right here in Chicago. Wow. You don't have to look far for this animal. This happens to be the state reptile. This is a painted turtle. And that day, it was like, excuse me, I mean flight back and forth. It was like an 80-degree days, but like last year in August. And I was out riding for turtles, snapping turtles. And it happened to bite the hook, and I pulled it in. It was a a painted turtle. So, you know, I get my camera out, I set it there, you know, to take pictures of it, get a picture, so like I say, so I can, when you take a picture of a herp in the wild, that's called a voucher.
Okay.
You want a voucher and you want information on the animal as far as like body temperature and all of that. Body temperature and how much degrees it was outside and pretty much, you know, like they want to know everything from like the sky phase.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, and then in the wild, I mean, you can find these turtles here, like in food markets, as sold as food, and you can also find sometimes they wind up in the pet trade being sold as pets, but they are, you know, they happen to be the state reptile, so you know they kind of illegal to keep. So, and not only just turtles here in Chicago. This is some you can find these guys too here in Chicago.
What's that?
That is tiger salamander. That's a state amphibian.
Wow.
And I've been following these guys right here for like 4 years before this very habitat right here was destroyed. It was destroyed because of land developers. You know, they wanted to build like more steel mills and all that. So they chopped down all the trees, removed all the debris, and you know, and now the state reptile, you know, it's misplaced. It's misplaced. Because, you know, I mean, you know, I've been following this spot too ever since I was a kid. You know, that spot, this particular spot, been there ever since I was a kid, and they were all bonded. So yesterday, just before I came here, you know, I went there to go take some pictures, and nothing. Nothing.
How many of you have ever heard of a salamander?
A salamander?
How many of you thought that those were in Chicago?
Me?
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Can anyone tell us what an amphibian is?
It's like an animal that lives on land. Wait.
Or give us some examples.
I think you were there. Land and
Water.
is there anything else we should add to that definition? Just the land and water, or is there anything else you should
Why
add
is
to
it
that?
still a point?
I think Lawrence, that question was for you. How much?
Is there anything else we should add to that? As far as living on land and water, as far as amphibians?
What makes an amphibian versus like a reptile?
A reptile has scales. Amphibians have soft, slimy skin.
Exactly.
People see it look like frog.
Yeah, I mean, like when you go to pick these guys up, they like real, you know, rubbery and slimy.
It look like a strong ball.
Well, see, not all amphibians have slimy skin. Like toads, for instance, toads got a rough, bumpy skin.
Too many of them.
Skin.
So what's that?
This is the tiger salamander found here in Chicago. And okay, urban field herping is pretty cool because because you could just find just about anything. I mean, you just don't have to find turtles and amphibians. We also find snakes. And I'm going to show you a few snakes.
Did you bring a snake today?
Yeah, I brought 10 of them.
You scared of snakes? I play my own snakes.
That's a green snake.
Right there is the rough green, the smooth green snake. That's the one I was telling you about that you can't find no more in the South Bay area. Yeah. I mean, I grew up, this was like the first snake that I ever caught. And I remember, it was crawling around. I was out playing in the front yard when I was little. So and here come this green snake come up out the grass. So I'm like, ooh, a snake. So I go pick it up and I put it in a Coke bottle, and I had it for a long time. And my parents, they went too fond of snakes. So this snake is laid eggs. It got babies. I see like all these heads popped out the dirt. And it wasn't heads at all. It was, because I dug up like the dirt from outside. So, but I kept the cage in the window. So what was growing about the dirt was, strands of grass.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but they made me dump it out. And I ain't no more. What's up?
So what you trying to say is there is no more of them smooth snakes no more?
We don't like this.
It's some more, but I mean, they not in the South Deering area. You can find them like more like in northwestern Indiana now. I mean, but it's rare. And right here, this is another snake that I found right here in Chicago. That's the DK's brown snake, or the northern brown snake. And these snakes can be found in vacant lots. And they can be found in vacant lots. They don't get that big. They only get like 45 centimeters long. And they very shy. You can only like see them like they come out in the rain because see, they feed on grubs, they feed on worms, and they also feed on slugs.
Okay, they
So
come
they
out
like
after
a-
it rains.
Yeah, so yeah, you find those like in the rains. Now, if you're wondering about the venomous snake in Chicago, Chicago is home to the Massasauga rattlesnake.
It's a rattlesnake too?
Yeah, it's a rattlesnake.
Wow.
Did you bring
I
it?
knew that.